Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic week this week. I am glad that you are joining me back in our makeshift music room. So this week, we are going to be learning about the classical era. And we are coming back around to our chicken on a fence post. You didn't get away from 16th notes this time. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So, just as a review, we've been talking about musical eras, right? Musical eras, musical periods, whatever you would like to call it is fine. First, we did the medieval era. That's when we talked about Hildegard von Bingen. Next, we had the Renaissance era, and that's when we talked about William Byrd. After that, we had the Baroque period, and that's when we talked about Antonio Vivaldi, and we listened to the Four Seasons, right? This was the period that we discussed how things started to become more ornamental. There was a lot more changes in music. They were adding more instruments to different pieces of music. There was voices and instruments mixed together. There was a lot more movement in the music, note-wise as well. Instead of staying on like similar pitches, there was just this like, right? So there was a lot going on. But now we are going to the classical area. Pretend I have fireworks behind me because like classical area, it's like huge deal. So in the classical era, there was so much going on, more than the Baroque period. So this was like game-changing time, right? This is kind of like, classical era was kind of like, okay, imagine when we're thinking about like music decades, right? So it was like the 20s was all like the roaring 20s. And then let's compare closer than the 20s. Something that like your grandparents or parents may know. So 70s music, right? Compared to 80s pop rock music. Compared to like hip hop music that you would start hearing in the 90s, compared to the music that we now hear in the 2000s and 2010s, right? Or now we're in 2020s. So how music changed and evolved from there, is kind of what happened between the Baroque and the classical period. There was just this like, whoa, explosion. So the classical era was from 1750 to 1820. And in this period, there was like a bunch of composers that we could talk about this week. There was Haydn, there was Handel, there was Beethoven, like what? All of these incredible musicians and composers. I mean, when I was studying this, when I was in college, I was like, how did everything all of a sudden happen in this era? You know, like what was in the water? Super exciting times. So I decided that we would learn about Mozart this week. We've talked about Mozart in the past, kind of just like touched on his history in the past. We talked about him in extent probably like 2 school years ago. So 4th grade when you were in 2nd grade, and 5th grade when you were in 3rd grade. So it's been a while since we've actually delved into Mozart's history and his music as well. So here we are with our music superhero board for Mozart. So Mozart was born January 27th, 1756, and he died December 5th, 1791. He was born in Salzburg, Austria, but I put Vienna, Austria here because that's where he lived most of his adult life. So what did he do? Guys, look at this. Do you see that I went over on my usual space? Like what? That's how much Mozart has done. And that was me like narrowing it down. So let's read it. It says W.A. Mozart is one of the best known composers / musicians of the classical era. Mozart was considered a prodigy. He played both piano and violin, but his piano playing is what he was mostly recognized for. He began to compose from the age of 5 and began playing instruments even before that. He performed in front of royalty as he grew up. At the age of 17, he became a court musician in Salzburg. He was never completely happy with that, so he decided to move and live his life as a composer in Vienna. Mozart went through many troubling times in his life but had many great accomplishments. He created over 600 musical works that included chamber, operatic, choral, instrumental, and symphonic music. And why did he do that? Mozart was a great example of someone who always put their dreams first. He pursued his passion and talent and became one of the best composers of all time. Imagine being one of the best composers of all time. That's wild. But he was amazing. Here you can see his picture a little bit better. There you go. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The piece that we are going to listen to today is from one of his operas called The Marriage of Figaro. And I was actually able to be in The Marriage of Figaro when they did it, when was it? I think it was when I first came to CMCS. So I think it was in 2018 that I was able to be in their production that they did down at the Strass Center. And it was such a fun opera. There's, it's not a serious opera, which is really cool. There's a lot of comedy in it. And it was interesting to see how, like, all the different comedic aspects that you can put into music and an opera performance that was from the 1700s and is still performed and enjoyed today. So I really enjoyed my time doing that, and I've studied a lot of music from Mozart operas and performed them as well. So I hope you enjoyed this piece. The piece that we're going to listen to is actually the opening of The Marriage of Figaro. So it's just the orchestra. So the orchestra plays this right before the first scene starts. Let me go ahead and get it for you. All right, are you ready? Let's do our stretches. Here we go. Let's listen a little bit more. Try to figure out what instruments you're hearing, since we worked on that the past couple of weeks. I hear a lot of string instruments. I hear brass instruments. I hear woodwind instruments. Do you hear that call and response from the strings and the woodwinds? This is all string family. Oh, there are the woodwinds. You can hear the flute. Let me bring it closer to you. Those are the violins. Those are the woodwinds. Woodwinds? Strings. This is everyone. And your brass instruments. And the flute you hear in the top. so many layers, right guys? There's just layers and layers of instruments. You hear flutes on top and then violins, and they're all in this like harmonious play together, right? There's call and response. There's a melody line for each. The violins may be playing and then the flutes come in and do a little ditty in there, right? So that's all what the classical era became. It just became this monster of a period, a beautiful monster of a period. And the composers in this era created such beautiful music that we all still love and enjoy today. So super cool. Before we get to Chicken on a Fence Post, I want to show you something. I'm going to put the link to this book. If you have any lower L siblings, then you'll see that they have to do this as a part of their lesson. I'll make it optional for you guys. I would prefer you to listen to it, but if you don't listen to it, I'll end up reading it to you. So 5th grade, if you could read this or watch the video, that would be great. 4th grade, I'll definitely read this to you guys whenever we're back together, okay? So this is Zin Zin, a Violin, and it's a super cool, fun book about the orchestra. So the link that, if you have lower L siblings, the link that's going to be posted in your assignment post is going to take you to a book reading of this. Of course, I love to read to you guys, one of my favorite things to do. But this book reading is actually a YouTube video that has close-up visuals of the different pages in the book. But along with that, it also has in the YouTube video a little box at the top, and it shows you the different instruments playing whatever instrument is being discussed on that page. So it's really cool, and it's better than what Ms. Lisa can do right now, since I don't have access to trombones or all those things. So it has little snippets from, I'm not sure which orchestra it might be. I think it may be the Boston Symphony Orchestra. So it has little clips of individuals playing the instruments that correlate to what's on the page. So I think it'll be really fun for you guys. And let me know if you enjoy it. I'll put a response on your Google form, and I'll make that one optional so I can see, for those that decide to watch it, I can see what you think about it. All right, one more thing, real quick. The magic flute. All of you guys, I think yeah. Wow, I didn't realize I've been at CMCS so long. You guys, we did this my first year at, I took apart those albums. We did this my first year at CMCS, the magic flute. I'm not sure if you remember it. So I read this to you guys, and it had the CD that came along with it. We read it in the spring of my first year with you in 2018. So 4th grade, you would have been in 2nd grade, and 5th grade, you would have been in 3rd grade. So we all did this in lower L, and we got to read through the story and listen to the music, and it was a lot of fun, right? It was a lot of fun. So if you guys are looking for a book that you want to get, this is a really cool book, and I think you would get a lot out of it. Super fun. And if not, we have it at school, so whenever we get back, you can always borrow it. All right. On to Chicken on a Fence Post. Before we get to Chicken on a Fence Post, I know you keep saying, Miss Lisa, I thought we were getting to Chicken on a Fence Post. We are, I promise. But before we start singing, this does have to do with Chicken on a Fence Post. Please remember that the reason why we are doing Chicken on a Fence Post, besides the fact that it is an extremely fun song, and the game is very fun if you decide to play it at home, if you have access to enough people at home. But please remember that we are learning about the 16th note, right? So this is why we are doing Chicken on a Fence Post. Remember, we are learning to group 16th notes into a group of 4 16th notes. 1 E and A. Chicken on a fence post. Can you say that with me? Chicken on a fence post. 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 Ha ha. I snuck your 16th notes in there. You're welcome. So that is your grouping of 16th notes in that song. Chicken on a fence. Chicken on a fence post. Chicken on a fence post. Chicken on a fence post. Make sense? So that part that you're singing in the song is the 16th notes. Chicken on a 16th notes. 1 E and a fence post. That's 2 8th notes, by the way. Don't forget about our 8th notes. They get lonely if they get forgotten about. So, our song, Chicken on a Fence Post. Let me pull up the lyrics because Miss Lisa's memory these days in the quarantine is not good. I forget pretty much everything. All right, so your words are chicken on the, oh, it's not chicken on a, sorry. It's chicken on the fence post. Chicken on the fence post. I think it's fine if you say either way, doesn't matter. But I'm going to sing it chicken on the fence post because I'm going to send you a screenshot of the lyrics as well. So instead of chicken on a for 1 E and a, say chicken on the fence post. Chicken on the fence post. Okay? So it goes, chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. You repeat that 2 times. Can you do that with me? Let's repeat it 2 times. 2 times 3. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Awesome. Next part, you say chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie again, but then you end with hello Susan Brownie yo. Hello Susan Brownie yo. T T T T T T ta. Ha 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 ha. 8th, 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 8th quarter. 8th note and quarter note always come back. I'm telling you, they don't like being left alone. So, the last half I want to teach it to you as chicken on a fence post can't dance Josie, connected to hello Susan Brownio. So let's try that. So you have a third chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie, followed by hello Susan Brownio. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Ready, last part. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie yo. How'd you do? Pretty good? Okay. Can we try the whole thing? It's just 4 lines. Super easy. It's chicken on, let me go first. Then we'll do it together. It's chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie yo. Oh. Ready? Let's do it all together. Here we go. 1, 2, speak with me. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie yo. All right, very nice. All right, I'm going to sing it for you. I'm going to sing the whole thing through and then we'll split it up. Here we go. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie oh. Can you listen to it again? Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie oh. Can you echo after me? I'm going to split up each of the 4 lines. All right, so it'll be me, you echo, me, you echo, me, you echo, me, you echo. Our usual pattern that we use in school, okay? My turn, here we go. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie-o. Very nice. All right, can we try the whole thing from the beginning? Here we go. Whole thing. We can do it. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie-o. Very nice. Now, can we do it 2 times through? Let's see what happens. Here we go. Also, I'll explain the directions of the game so you can play it at home after we learn the song. All right, here we go. 2 times through. Let me get our pitch again. I already forgot. See, I told you I was forgetting everything. Quarantine. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie-o. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Chicken on the fence post can't dance, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie-o. How'd you do? Did you hold up? Awesome. I hope you did well. If you need more time with it, just go ahead and rewind the video, okay? But moving on, before this would be the end of the song, and you'll see in the screenshot I sent you, there's like additional lyrics, so you can like change the lyrics. So you can change it to, choose my partner and come dance, Josie. Choose my partner and come dance, Josie. So you can change it to all these things. I'll send you that picture so you can use it at home if you want to. But, all right. Chicken on a fence post can't dance, Josie. Great time. But Miss Lisa needed some like grooviness into this, right? So I was thinking that we could sing it 2 times through like we did. Chicken on a fence post can't dance, Josie, right? Sing it 2 times through, and then we'll go to clapping. So we'll go chicken on a fence post. 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 Right? We need some more like movement. You know Miss Lisa likes to play the drums and stuff, right? So I needed some more groove and jam to it. So we're going to sing it 2 times through, and we're going to go clapping our 1E and a 1E and a bum bum. 1E and a eighth, right? Because we talked about it. It was going to be 1E and a eighth. Chicken on a fence post. Make sense? So we're kind of also emphasizing our 16th note, which is a good thing because that's why we're using this song, right? So it's a good thing for us to emphasize that. So we can go chicken on a fence post. Chicken on a fence post. And then we snap our 8th notes. If you can't snap, you can clap. That's totally okay. You can do snap, snap. You can do clap, clap. I prefer to do snap, snap because it's different than the clapping. So we, in our brains, we can tell it's going to be different than the 16th note, right? Now, if you really want to have a party, we can do chicken on a fence post, ooh, ooh, chicken on a fence post, ooh, ooh, chicken on a fence post, ooh, ooh. And I'm sure if you have any dogs listening to this, they are very alert right now. So we can do that too. I think I'm going to do that because I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, so can we sing the song 2 times through like we did? And then we'll do our chicken on a fence post. Ooh, ooh, chicken on a fence post. Ooh, chicken on a fence post. We'll do that 3 times. So song twice, our groovy groove 3 times. I don't know why I showed you a 2. Song twice, or let's do it this way. This makes more sense. Our song twice, our groovy groove 3 times, And then, can you guys sing Hello Susan Brownie-o? Is that going to complicate things too much? I'm not sure. I don't think it will. You all are very great musicians, so I think it would be fine. So it's going to go song 2 times through, groove 3 times, and then we'll end with Hello Susan Brownie-o. And that'll be, we basically created a new chicken on a fence post. Okay, let's do that. And then I'll explain your directions for the game at home. Here we go. Let me get our pitch. Whole thing. 1, 2, ready, go. Chicken on a fence post, can't dance Josie. Chicken on a fence post, can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post, can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie-o. Chicken on the fence post, can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post, can't dance Josie. Chicken on the fence post, can't dance Josie. Hello Susan Brownie-o. Chicken on the fence post, ooh, ooh. Chicken on the fence post, ooh, ooh. Chicken on the fence post, ooh, ooh. Hello Susan Brownie-o. How'd you do? Did you hang in there? Well, I hope you did. So we'll leave it at that with our song. We'll review the song next week and probably the week after that as well with our like whole new version of it. But before I let you go, let's talk about the game instructions again in case you want to play with your family. So when you're playing the game at home, what you can do is usually there's 2 circles. But if you can't make 2 circles because you don't have that many people, then you can just make 1 circle with your family. And you're going to put a stuffed animal, if you have a chicken stuffed animal, that would be preferred, in the middle of the circle. Now, you're going to select, it's kind of like Duck, Duck, Goose. You're going to select 2 family members, if you have enough, 2 family members to run outside of the circle, and then the family members that are left holding hands in the circle, you're going to decide which family member is going to lift one of their arms to allow those that are running to come through and try to get the chicken first. So the only difference between this and Duck, Duck, Goose is that the people running around don't know which arm is where they're going to access the chicken. So that has to be a secret between the people that are still in the circle. Does that make sense? So the people still in the circle are going to decide who's going to lift their arm up, and then you can let the other 2 start running around the circle while you sing the song. And then whenever the person that's going to lift their arm up is ready, they'll lift their arm up, and then that's when the 2 people running have to try to get into the middle of the circle first and get the stuffed animal or the chicken stuffed animal. Okay, so that's my verbal directions of it. Those are my verbal directions. I will also try to type out some written directions if you guys end up having questions. So if you have any questions about how to play the game, I'll try to type directions up. But see if you can figure it out with my verbal directions. You can also probably look up a video on YouTube of people doing this in a classroom, which may help, okay? All right, friends. Well, I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at our Zoom meetings on our Sign Up Genius. I'm really happy that we're able to do that and connect in some way. So I will see you next time. Next time we'll be making instruments, so it'll be a lot of fun. Have a great rest of your week and enjoy this game. Bye, guys.